Right, and we have a panel of our experts joining in today. Thank you all for your time. I'm going to introduce Garga Chatterjee, General Secretary, Bangla POCO, Gargi Nandi Roy, political analyst, Charu Pragya, spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, and Kapil Madan, advocate. I'm going to thank all of you for your time this evening on India Today. I'm going to begin by asking Charu Pragya directly. The BJP has always distanced itself from all of these investigations, talked about the fact that these agencies are independent, but we know about the kind of political war that is playing out. The allegation, of course, from the TMC and the opposition in general has been that this timing is suspect. It's to intimidate the opposition. We know elections in Bengal round the corner. What's your party's take on this entire matter as far as this allegation against you is concerned?
Good evening, and good evening to all our viewers. See, the situation in West Bengal is greatly unfortunate, and this is not the first time something like this has happened. Every time any central agency wants to carry out investigation or just do its job in West Bengal, it runs into massive violent roadblocks. I'll give you examples. When Sandesh Khali situation was being investigated, when Sheikh Shahjahan was being investigated by the CBI, a mob attacked CBI officials. Their car was set on fire. It was all done under the watch of TMC. Is there any explanation for that? No. Previously, in 2019 also, when CBI reached Kolkata to investigate the Charda chit fund case, it was the Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee who actually sat on dharna to protect the then Police Commissioner of Kolkata. She sat on dharna. She caused a clash between the state police and the Central Investigative Agency. Anytime there is a problem in the state, this government is found to be standing with the oppressor, never with the victim. So you can look at as many examples as you like. RG Kar Medical College case, after a rape, she did not seem concerned with what happened inside college. She seemed totally concerned with protecting the principal of that college. And this has happened for far too long. Now, the ED this time had to move the Supreme Court to preserve its fundamental right to carry out an investigation.
Okay, let me bring in Gargi Nandi Roy as well. Gargi Nandi Roy, what do you make of this? You know, as far as Mamata Banerjee's positioning of, herself as somebody who is going to lead the charge on the TMC front, raises her voice against the BJP government, given that the allegation is that these agencies are used as, to settle political scores, so to speak. How do you look at the manner in which the Chief Minister has positioned herself? You know, she was out in the streets yesterday as well.
Okay, thank you, Sneha, and good evening to everybody. Sneha, the thing is, what we witnessed yesterday was a brazen crossing of line between party and state and governance and intimidation. We know in Bengal there is no rule of law but the law of the ruler. Have you ever seen this? And the police personnel, they are reduced to personal escorts of this Trinamool party and the party leaders. Now, Sneha, the problem is if Pratik Jain is arrested, then next will be Bhaipo in line, because in Bengali there is a saying, Kantanle matha ashe. That means if you pull the ear, the head will come. So they know that. And Shubhendu Adhikari openly few days back had stated, the Jal Jeevan Mission money, which was given by the center, 8,000 crore, of which one contractor got 178 CR, Kagdeep Axis Bank, they transferred 16 crore to I-Pac. So there is ED has declared that tens of crores of money of Hawala operation went to I-Pac. So that's why she's scared, because if that file comes out, next will be Bhaipo in line. But what she did was like breach of constitutional property. And if Arvind Kejriwal can be arrested, why not Mamata Banerjee for doing what she did? And this was daylight dacoity. I want to add one sentence, Neha. We know this is a state which is known for all sorts of thefts, where jobs are stolen, cow smuggling, coal smuggling, and now we have seen that dacoity in broad daylight. Pishi Dakat. The Mithasri CM, I think, should be given a new title, Pishi Dakat, who can openly go intimidate agencies, constitutional agencies, and take the file. If they were wrong, if they were just government things and all, what were they doing at I-Pac office? She could have gone to the court.
Why go to the I-Pac office? Kapil Madan, your take. You know, what was it? Why was it necessary?
And took away the files.
Kapil Madan, why was it necessary for the Chief Minister for herself to go to the I-Pac office at the end of the day. Why not take this up legally? Why?
Something to Kapil respond. And
Yes.
Kapil can add that to his reply.
No, I'm going to bring you in, Charu. Let me bring in Kapil Madan first, please.
Okay.
Let me give you a context of it. Let
Yes.
me give you a context of it. This issue has both political and legal dimensions, and let me first address the political side of it. Now, we've all seen when in Delhi elections happened, there were ED actions against Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. He was arrested. Now, do you know the status of that trial, that excise matter?
Yes.
No one knows, because what happens is that just because you have election in a particular date, you want to use this as a tool, as an instrument of oppression,
Okay.
and therefore and therefore it is being used as a larger political narrative
Okay.
to make a mahal against a particular political party. That's the political side of it, we all know.
Okay.
Let me also give you another example.
Yes.
We all saw ED has registered a case against Congress leader, which was popularly known as National Herald. For 10 long years, they don't file complaint. After 10 years, they filed the complaint, and the case has fallen flat in the court. Now, what happens is that these kind of proceedings in a political landscape are sometimes used as a narration building tool against a political leader or
Okay.
against a political party.
Okay.
Whether you have merit, whether you don't have merit, if you really have merits, what I have understood in this case also is that the ED raids is being carried out in a case that was registered previously. It is
Yes.
not that they have just discovered, registered a new case and they wanted to quickly investigate something. Now, once your case is registered and you have spent some time, the question which any logical person would ask is, why is that just because you have elections impending in that particular state,
Okay.
you will
Okay.
suddenly feel the need of
Kapil, one question.
conducting
Kapil,
raids?
please. You
Now,
are
Okay.
hold on,
very learned.
I'm not,
Kapil Madan.
hold
Okay.
on, please hold on. No,
Yes, you need to
Gargi
make.
ji, I have
No,
not
no.
interrupted you. Allow me to
You
complete. Let me give
yes.
you a legal
Kapil
answer.
Madan. Kapil Madan. You need to
let me
quickly
give
make
you
your point
now.
about the
Yes,
legal aspect
yes.
of this case
Now
as
the
well.
legal aspect.
Yes.
Now the legal aspect of this is that I completely agree with Charu is insofar as the legal aspect is concerned, that any investigating agency has prerogative to investigate the means manner which it deems fit. If you will also look at the one very important aspect of this case is that the ED has already approached High Court.
Mhm.
The matter is already sub judice before the Honorable High Court. They have not got any favorable order from the Honorable High Court. It shows what?
They
If the situation was so grave, if the
Something very
situation
critical I
was
want
so
to
no,
add.
grave,
one moment.
hold on, hold on.
They've also knocked on the doors of the Supreme Court and have
I'm
said, let
coming
the
on to that.
CBI
I'm
continue.
coming on to that.
Kapil Madan,
I'm coming.
I need to bring in
We
Garga
have to
Chatterjee
quick
as well.
interjection.
Charu, I actually, before I go to Garga, I want to also ask you a point that Kapil made about ED cases in general. I'm giving you figures that the BJP government has given in Parliament. 193 cases by the ED have been registered against opposition political leaders in the last 1 decade. Let me tell you about the convictions. Two leaders have been convicted of the 193 cases. Of course, the perception is that, the ED is, on a bit of an overdrive there, isn't it, Charu?
Yeah, thank you for that data. But Sneha, I disagree with you. I'll tell you why. When ED conducted a raid at the house of Partha Chatterjee in 2022, he's a sitting minister of the TMC government, a
Okay.
senior minister. They found over 50 crore in cash. They found foreign currency above 5.5 crore. They found gold worth 5 crore. That is the kind of loot that came out of the house of Partha Chatterjee, who's a sitting minister in the TMC government. Are you going to call all of that a lie? That's on video. That's on video. So cases take time to conclude, and we
Okay.
cannot draw conclusion. The conviction rate of ED in the long term, when they close a file, is actually incredibly high. It's over 95%. So
Okay.
when the opposition tries to float a narrative, it's absolutely fake. Let me tell you one more thing. The way Mamata Banerjee behaved yesterday, barging in the middle of a raid, taking away evidence, taking away files, taking away electronic devices, it calls for anarchy. The same way her MPs behaved in Delhi yesterday.
Garga
They
Chatterjee,
in
yes.
the office of the sitting home minister. These kind of things cannot be taken lightly. They cannot be encouraged, and everyone in unison, in one voice, needs to call out Mamata Sarkar against this kind of.
Okay, Garga Chatterjee, should the Chief Minister and should have the MPs of the party not done this? Because at the end of the day, this is the Enforcement Directorate just doing its job. I mean, taking away documents. They've actually gone to court, said that, this is hampering our investigation. Why would the political leaders, why would the Chief Minister do this? Garga Chatterjee.
So the people I sympathize with right now are the judges who are going to hear this case. Okay, the Supreme Court honorable judges. So typically, if it would have been a case, for example, a constitutional body like the ED, okay, or let's say the Chief Minister of West Bengal and the Kolkata police, etc. These are the sort of the parties around it, right? Now, Kolkata police is not some independent police as it
Okay.
should be. It works under the direction of Mamata Banerjee, okay, Trinamool party. Everybody knows this.
But Garga,
ED,
they cannot be
CB.
reduced to personal escorts of leaders.
Please
Follow
don't
that.
come in.
Gargi, please let Garga
Who
make
is
his
this?
point.
Okay, I'm
Gargi?
leaving this show. I mean,
No, I
who is
didn't.
this person?
No, nobody asked you to leave the show. Garga Chatterjee, make your point.
Who
Gargi
is this
Nandi,
person?
please.
I'm not used to these kind of things.
Okay, fair enough. Garga Chatterjee, make your point, please.
So, Kolkata police is not some independent police. It works under political direction of Mamata Banerjee Trinamool party. ED, CBI, these may be constitutional, whatever you call it. These are not independent bodies. These are agencies working under the direction of Modi, Shah, the Prime Minister, Home Minister, and the BJP party. Okay. So essentially, we are dragging the court into a dispute between Trinamool and BJP. That's pretty unfortunate. Okay. Number one. Number two, as you have mentioned, the conviction rates, etc.
Yes.
So, and that's a very stark number, 2 out of 193, which means think about these 191 other cases.
Right.
We must have had such kind of public spectacle and talking in media about all of these, and then cameras chasing these things, okay? And then what? Let me give you an example of what. Everybody in Bengal knows about the so-called Sharuda scam, Naruda scam, etc. Okay, very publicly known cases. And the BJP spokesperson also talked about videos. Okay, Trinamool's MLA and present Kolkata mayor, okay, Bobby Hakim, he was seen on camera taking money. Okay.
Okay.
Then there was Shubhendu Adhikari, then Trinamool, now BJP leader of opposition, also taking money on camera.
Okay. I'm going to ask.
Think about it,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And BJP had uploaded that video at that point of time. And then when this Shubhendu guy joined the BJP, the video was deleted.
Okay.
So anybody who thinks that CBI, ED, Kolkata police, these are independent agencies, either they are fools or they think that the public is fool.
Okay.
Okay. This is the situation.
All right. Charu,
So
I think
in
you're
this
trying to make a
situation-
point, Charu. You can unmute. Charu, I think you were on mute. Okay.
No, I'm not on mute. Am I
Okay.
not on mute?
Yeah, now you are. You weren't a few
I'm not
minutes
on
ago.
mute.
Okay.
So, here's the thing. And let me say this with a lot of responsibility, Sneha. Time and time again, the opposition has moved to court against the action of the CBI and the ED. Many times that has happened. And what has the court ruled at the end of the day? At the end of the day, the court, the Supreme Court of our country, has maintained that the ED is well within its rights to either carry out these raids or investigations in any way it sees fit. The buck stops at the court. So I really don't understand this opposition because you think you're holier than thou. Let me give you one more example. When Sheikh Shah Jahan had to be investigated, he was absconding. In fact, he was being hidden by the TMC government for weeks. For weeks, he was kept under wraps. When was he allowed to come out from his place of hiding? When the High Court of Kolkata took a stand against this. That is how we get justice when it comes to West Bengal in this country. Without the intervention of the courts, nothing is happening. Even when a woman the age of a grandmother gets raped in post-poll violence in West Bengal, everyone has to come running to Delhi to the Supreme Court to get any kind of justice. So what is Mr. Chatterjee saying? And I didn't hear a word from him about the piles and piles of cash which comes out of the cupboards of...
Okay, since you referred that question, to Garga. I'll ask you, Mr. Garga Chatterjee, to quickly respond before I move on to Gargi and Kapil on their take
I
on
didn't
the manner
understand
and
the
the pattern that
question.
they've seen.
What was the question?
Charu,
What
if
was
you
the
could,
question?
okay, now basically what she's saying is that the pattern in Bengal is that if there is anything that goes wrong vis-a-vis the law and order situation, the aggrieved party always has to run out the state, say come running to the Supreme Court. There is a sense that
Even
the
at the
political
Kolkata
machinery is controlling the law enforcement agencies. There is no justice in the state, Garga Chatterjee. That's what Charu Pragya is saying. I'm just encapsulating what she said.
As a citizen of India, I would
to
have been
hear
very
the debate a
glad
little
if,
more.
as a citizen of India, I would have been very glad if, let's say, the 20 now almost 15-year-old Sharoda scam case, okay, which
Mr.
is being
Chatterjee, why
investigated
don't
by
you
the
answer my pointed
why is this
question,
person?
please?
I mean, what is all
Why
this?
don't you answer
Because
my pointed question?
What
because
is
the
all
Why
this?
question
not
What
was
is?
to
participate
you.
in the debate
Because
at
the
all?
question, Garga Chatterjee, was to you, you know.
Yes. So let me
Yes.
answer.
Okay, okay.
No, you're not
Who is
answering.
this
You're going around
person?
in circles. Simply tell
Who
me,
is
did you
this
not see the
person?
piles of cash which came out
Oh,
of the
she's the
cupboard
anchor.
of Partha
No,
Chatterjee?
Is
Garga
she the
I don't
Chatterjee.
anchor?
call that
Garga
debate
Chatterjee.
answerable.
There
It's
are
a
two
yes or
anchors
no
in the
question,
show. That's
Mr.
an
Chatterjee.
interesting
No,
show.
no, no, no.
It's a pretty
Garga Chatterjee,
interesting
don't say
show.
that. No, don't
Mr.
say that. It's a
Chatterjee,
pointed
first you
question.
sit there with
If you
cotton
want to
in your
make it
jaw.
It's a
personal,
pretty
You're
I'll
not
move
interesting
joining
on.
the
show,
debate at
No,
all.
no,
madam.
no,
There
no,
are
no.
two
So
I'll
whenever
anchors
move
I'm
on.
here.
asking you
I'll move on.
casually,
I'll
simply
move
tell me
on.
that
Of
I have
course, you will
made.
move
I
on
ask
because
you a
this
straight
person
yes
just
or no
disrupted
question.
and
You've
took
got
my
no
time
reply for me.
because I had actual answers to her.
You've
Okay,
got no
actual
reply.
answer.
That's
Actual answer,
incredible.
please. Charu Pragya, let
Please
him
answer,
answer.
no?
30 seconds. Garga Chatterjee,
Let him
because see, I need to
answer.
bring in the others as
Let
well.
me tell you.
Yes.
Let me tell you, madam. No BJP person can tell a Bengali to let me answer. Okay, I'm a Bengali here. Okay, no BJP person tells
I'm
a
a
So you don't
Bengali
know
Bengali
anything
also.
except
allows a
take
Bengali
personal
to
pot shots at
answer.
me. Why
Okay,
don't you answer
there's
my
no
question?
allowance
I have
here.
nothing to do with
Garga
you.
There's no
Chatterjee.
You
allowance here.
represent the
Garga
PNP
Chatterjee,
man
this is not
standing on
about
this
you or
There's
show.
no
Charu
allowance
I'm
Pragya.
here.
Please
asking
Okay,
you
let me
answer.
be
from a
very clear.
political
Charu,
dispensation,
please,
not on you
let him
personally.
There's no
answer. Charu, please.
allow business here.
Charu, please.
I did not disrupt
He'd
anyone.
rather discuss me
I
than the
did not
issue.
disrupt anyone. What is this going on?
Garga
Is she
Chatterjee,
afraid of
your
Bengalis?
answer, because we have a minute left on the show. Please quickly answer.
Exactly. So to stop this nuisance, let me answer. So I would have been, as a citizen of India, very glad if CBI, investigation leading with Supreme Court in tandem were delivering justice to people of India, including West Bengal. Sharoda case, 15, 16-year-old going. Naroda case, okay, one guy, Trinamool guy is a mayor now. The BJP guy is the leader of opposition now, all going scot-free. So what are we talking about here? She talked about certain cases. Have there been any convictions? So we are talking about agencies, Kolkata Police, CBI, ED, used by Trinamool and BJP to be political tools. So we, people of India, are being taken for a ride.
Okay.
This is what is going on.
Okay, I'm going to bring in Gargi as well. Gargi, what's your take on what is now being said that, it's actually both parties using agencies, and in this case, as we've seen, it's also the allegation is that even the police is being used. And of course, all of this ahead of the elections. Gargi.
Police is obviously used in West Bengal. Everybody knows that's why police is called Dolodash. I said that before.
Mamata
But
Banerjee
Garga
did say that
repeated.
even the Delhi police is being used because the manner in which the MPs were detained, of course, they were protesting outside the Home Minister's office. She said the Delhi police is also being used.
See, they were not protesting, Sneha. Why you see Mahua Moitra? Mahua Moitra was in charge of the elections in Goa.
Okay.
And what is the accusation? The money from coal scam was used in Goa election. I already said that Shubhendu Adhikari openly said which contractor gave 16 crore. Contractor of Jal Jeevan Mission gave 16 crore to I-Pac. So let those be investigated now. And the most interestingly, Sneha, that one should raise the question when Partho Chatterjee, Jyoti Priyo, Onubroto, they were arrested. Mamata Banerjee did not rush there. But
Okay.
we saw her rushing and taking the file. So why was she so scared? That
Okay.
means there was something in that file. They did not have anything, Partho or Onubroto or Jyoti Priyo, and all her ministers. So even then she did not go, but to save Pratik Jain, she rushed. Because as I said, because it had the details of all the Hawala
Okay.
operations.
Many,
So
many
that,
of these
or maybe
questions we
the
may
data
not
of
find answers
Bangladesh and
to in
Odisha
the
voters,
next few
we
years, I would presume, given that 193 cases and 2 convictions. But Kapil Madam, the impact on the voter, Because, like one of our guests said earlier on the show, this is all about narrative building, before elections more than anything else. Your take and the final word to you. Kapil Madan.
In fact, I will just reiterate that point. If you are really interested in doing investigation, then you will set an example, and you will not only complete the investigation in time, you will also complete the trial within time. Now, what happens usually, what we've seen is when you have elections, etc., you will see these kind of agency in a hyper sensitive and in a hyper speed mode. Once the elections are over, you hardly hear about these cases. I mean, people are not even bothered, the agencies are not even bothered to ensure that, they are duty bound to complete trial.
Okay,
Then
okay.
the trial doesn't proceed. What do you do?
Okay. Well, the challenge here is to really ensure that law enforcement is both effective and free from political overreach. That really would be the challenge before the agencies. As all
Kapil,
of this really continues, I'm afraid we're really
yeah.
running out of time. Gargi, I'm going to thank you. Garga Chatterjee, Charu Pragya, Kapil Madan, I'm going to leave it at that for the moment. Appreciate your time here on the show.